I'm LP Master 6, and welcome to Kirby Star Stacker again. Last time, I played for an hour and didn't notice it took me that long. And oh boy, I ranted and rambled on about various things, and for you headphone listeners, you can probably hear that my wife is loudly doing dishes in the background of the house. So, I hope you guys enjoy that. But we are doing Round Clear, which just has you doing... well, I covered this in the original game, but since this is a remake, I guess I'll cover it again. Essentially, we're up against DDD, who is trying to make us lose. But we're trying to get as many stars as possible. Actually, ooh, yeah. See, I'm trying to strategize here, but really all I have to do is connect one more star. Normal mode is very easy. I mean, I've beaten all of these, and they're not that bad until the end of Insane difficulty, which we unlock by, I think, beating all the other difficulties, because they do end at a specific point. These don't just go on forever, and it's different per difficulty. I think normal only has 10 rounds in it, which is insanely easy, if you ask me. They should have called this easy instead of normal. Like, why have normal, hard, and super hard and insane? Instead, just have easy, normal, hard, and insane. Well, shit. Let's see if we can do something fancy here. Well, would you look at that? I did something fancy. Go me! But I took some acetaminophen between videos because, yes, this is still the same video, even though all I'm doing is doing the same stuff over and over, playing this game, and I already just ranted. Somehow, for an hour straight, I'm continuing to play the game. And I love that on round 5, not round 1 or anything, they tell you exactly where to do it and when in one move. Which is not something I'm going to be very good at paying attention to. Alright. Look at that. Nice, easy combo. And we don't have any kind, so I'm just going to do that. So you do have to focus a bit more here. I mean, challenge is honestly the least challenging of all the modes because, I mean, time attack is hard for obvious reasons. Oh, I don't know why I just didn't do that. Oops. Story mode, you're up against somebody else. Same with versus. But challenge is just you're by yourself endlessly. It's just endless mode. It's not really that challenging. Seeing how high you can get, it's really not that hard of a game. So, I'm sorry. My teeth are really distracting me right now. I took a few minutes, if you'll remember, from challenge mode. During that whole hour, my cat Climby kept trying to come in the room over and over. But lo and behold, I have gone out and pet her, and she has stopped being extremely needy. She and Morris, the $11,000 cat, we didn't pay $11,000 to get him. We paid $11,000 to keep him alive. For those curious. That probably wasn't the best move I could have done. They're our neediest cats. They are always craving attention. Which is fine because we love them very much. Sure. And sure. Like the type of microphone I'm using. A Shure. My Shure. Ooh, the dishes are finally done being done. So now you won't have to put up with that extremely loud water running sound anymore. I could have waited for her to be done to do the video, but I didn't. Because I'm unprofessional as freak. I'm sorry. I get really stupid when I record videos for so long. I've already said everything I could possibly ever hope to say in a video at this point. But kudos to the fan translators, because they did a really good job on these fonts. I don't think there was English originally in most of these fonts. Alright, is that a good move? Sure, why not? You guys like watching me work my magic? Working my mojo? Good. Because you get to see it for a very, very long time. Now that's how you do a combo. Ooh, we are almost done with the normal round clear difficulty. Ooh, look in the background in the top left. That's the, oh, I forgot their names. The guys that give you the copy ability in Superstar, which is pretty cool. Right, is this actually going to give us enough stars to clear out the game? Yeah, okay, just enough. Perfect. Oh, when it says push A, that means you've beaten the full difficulty and you can move on. Kirby's Show. That's right, we get the beautiful pastel watercolor, whatever you want to call them, graphics. And it also says Kirby's Show in English in the original game. Not just the translation. Neat fact. I just realized I'm not sure exactly how we're going to be doing this. Playing it across the Switch and... I guess I just have to complete both games. Like, both on the Switch and the fan translation, because I would absolutely love to be able to show you it 100%, but I'm going to be doing versus mode with my wife. I guess I could do it single player too. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll be taking a break after round clear and doing versus with my wife, and then coming back to do time attack right after that. So there you know, the order of things. And then you will see your true reward for completing the game. Damn, I'm so glad. I have so many pills to destroy my liver and stomach lining with, because my God, I'm in so much pain constantly. I'm tired of it. It's really not that terrible right now. I probably could have been hanging out with people, if we're being honest, but I feel like it wasn't worth the risk, because yesterday I took Galen back home and immediately was like, nope, we're not doing this. You gotta go. And then I didn't like to talk much the rest of yesterday, or for a good bit, because it hurt. Tooth infections are so weird. Infections piss me off, because, like, why do I have to be infected? That's just my body freaking out that something's there. Like, I don't think the bacteria themselves are causing me pain, right? It's my body being pissed off that they're there. Well, I guess that's what causes the pain. I guess the bacteria will kill you. But how rude. Like, are they even trying to kill me? What is their goal? Because they don't want to kill me, because if they kill me, then they don't have a host anymore. I always feel badly for bacteria. They get a bad rap. Is it rep or rap, or is it both? I feel like it's both. Which, that makes sense, right? Because reputation. But everybody always says rap. I don't know. What are you kids doing? Just rapping with Mario? No, that's not the quote. The kid says we're rapping with Mario. Which always confused me as a kid, because no kid, when I was even old enough to play the game at all, said rapping as in talking. Which I think is just really funny. I love 90s lingo. But I need to learn more about infections. But I love bacteria. Like, I feel badly for killing them. I kill more bacteria than anybody else I know, I'm sure, because I wash my hands 1,000,000 times a day. Did you know that technically, my wife taught me this recently from a book she was reading. She's always reading. She makes YouTube videos about her reading too, if you want to check those out. Homestyle Reads. I always comment on her videos, so you can look forward to that too. If you want to check out some, what they call booktube stuff, which I still think is a stupid name, but I'll support my wife no matter what, even if the name booktube is stupid. It's not like she came up with it, so it's okay. Where was I saying? Oh, I found out that hand soap technically doesn't kill as many germs as hand soap, which made me feel gross. It made me want to use hand sanitizer all the time, but at the same time, it's actually not that big of a difference. It's like 0.1% of germs. You know, hand sanitizer kills 99.9%, so I guess hand soap kills 99.8%. I don't know. I thought that was fascinating. Because, like, everybody says, oh, you better use soap instead of hand sanitizer. Well, apparently, hand sanitizer is the way to go. So I could use that in running water. And wouldn't that be, like, your best bet? I don't know. But because of the minor difference, I'm not going to use it. I think hand sanitizer is gross because the pump is gross because you're only using it when your hands are dirty. It's like this lady who worked for Pizza Hut, or corporate Pizza Hut. She came over, and I was the hand washing guy. I would always show people how to wash their hands properly. Because, you know, most people don't. But also it's just funny because it was an easy thing to do. That's one thing I'm good at with two hands. Washing my hands. I wasn't as a kid. All I would do is get soap on my hands. And not rub it in or anything. No rubbing. And I would just rinse it off. And that would be it. So it's just a rinse, really. I wasn't getting clean at all. That really grosses me out to feel like I didn't, you know, actually get my hands clean unless I was bathing. Of course, my mother bathed me until I was 11. Or, I'm sorry, 12. Wait, 11 and a half. So rounding up to 12. Getting my story mixed up now, wow. It's been so long since I was 11 or 12, I guess that makes sense. Oh, don't bring that up to my mom, anybody, because she's really embarrassed about it, but I think it's great. You know, I needed help. I was, again, very, what's the word? Special. I feel like that's just as offensive as saying the, you know, that word that I'm not going to say. I said it a million times in my older videos. But I was talking about the lady at Pizza Hut who worked for corporate and was coming to do our big inspection. And I showed her. She was like, not everybody's washing their hands. Look at those. Look at those sanitizer dispensers. Look at them. And I was like, yeah? And she was like, they're not washing their hands. Otherwise, that wouldn't be crusty. That means they're doing this. And then she would do the motion of, like, she wouldn't actually press it. She would put her hand up to the gross sanitizer dispenser. Which, by the way, we were always out of sanitizer. During that exact presentation, I pretended there was sanitizer. Because, why? I don't want sanitizer after I've used soap. What's the point? And I'm just about to wash my hands again anyway, according to your regulations. Everybody would get pissed off but not say anything because I would wash my hands all the time. Like, when you're supposed to, but nobody else did. And it just took up a bunch of time while we were busy, but I was not going to be gross. Ugh. I couldn't work there now. I've gotten even weirder about my hand sanitization. But she would do the motion of getting the sanitizer. She'd be like, and they're doing this. And she'd pump the sanitizer, and then she'd walk, like, mime like she was walking away and not take a single step. She'd just lean her body backwards. She did that about 50 times, it felt like. And she was like, that's bad. We can't have them doing that. They got to be washing their hands. I was like, you're damn straight, lady. I didn't actually say that. I didn't even say anything in that moment. But I was like, what? Does she think I don't get the message just from her words? She has to mime getting hand sanitizer like a villain would? Like, what is the point? I thought that was so funny. It's just like my uncle. One time, it was the last time I went to our family camp, which is what we call our family reunion. Because it's largely outdoors. But we're not actually camping in wilderness or anything. They go to a campground next to a state park somewhere in Middle Tennessee every year. And it's a whole weekend thing, but my wife and I only go down for one day. But the last time I ever went for the full weekend, before I started going with my wife, which was when we were engaged, my uncle, I was telling him about how I can play the bass and how, you know, my guitarist in my band in high school was lazy and quit. He just completely gave up, and now my drummer sucked and everything, and he thought that was hilarious, lazy guitarist. And then about 50 times he repeated this to me. He said, I knew this guy, I grew up with this guy, I went to school with him. He could play any instrument. He would pick up a violin off somebody's wall. I was there. He'd pick up that fiddle and he'd go like nobody's business. It was crazy. And he'd be like, I'd never played this before, but he would just learn it instantly. He's a musical savant. He repeated that whole speech to me like a million times. Like, people that do that crack me up. I repeat like my stories and stuff, and I try not to do it to the same person, but like, people that do it because they're so excited and about how funny it is. And like, that was an entertaining story, but it became even funnier to me that he was repeating it so many times. It killed me. And, I mean, it was perfectly okay. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just make fun of him too much, but like, it's not like he forgot he told me. For a minute, I thought that was the case, and I was like, no, he's just really excited about this story. But my wife gets sick of hearing the same stories from me all the time because not only do I tell her what's going on with me, I then tell everybody else I hang out with or I'm on the phone with, and then I say it in my videos. So maybe she hears that through the walls, which she does sometimes. And then she'll hear me edit those videos, so I have to hear my own stories, and I get sick of my own stories by that point. It gets old, I tell ya. Talking about this tooth infection, she got really sick of it. And she was really grumpy, and she was like, I've had enough of hearing about your tooth infection and what pain you're in. It was pretty funny. I was being pretty obnoxious about it, but she was being mean because she was hangry, and we were just in the car, and she was all frustrated, and so was I. That was when we went to the emergency room, and she apologized to me afterward, and I just thought it was funny more than anything. But, man, that is all I was talking about. And that's still all I'm talking about. I don't really have anything to say about round clear. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean, if you haven't gotten it by this point, I'm sorry. But I think the way to unlock Insane... now, this is a mode where we don't just unlock Insane. We have to beat it to fully complete this game and see everything there is to offer. I think you have to beat all 3 other difficulties to unlock Insane. And Insane is... I'd say it's hard. I'd say the rest of them are... Like, you have easy, then mostly easy. That would be this. Then you have normal, and then you have hard. And then, like, the last few stages of Insane are very hard. And that's about it. So I don't know how I wasn't able to beat the Game Boy version. I think I'm like, oh, puzzle game, I'm not going to be able to beat that. And then I don't even try. But I told you, our first 120 Let's Plays are over. That's a significant number. You know, I don't ever plan on... What does that smell? Okay, guys, the smell turned out to be my television. It does this when I'm recording. I'm not exactly sure why, but it might be because the fan's off. But it starts to smell like it's overheating. Which, I've learned over the years, it doesn't do anything. It just calms down eventually. But man, it smells bad. It's probably because I've been in here so long, the fan's off. I never turn the air down because I'm decently comfortable. We've gotten used to it being 77 in our house all the time in the summer. She turns it down most nights, though. But last night she was really cold, so I woke up really hot. But that's okay, because I saved money. Oh, no, I'll talk about that in a second. I was talking about this. What was... Oh, yeah, I said I thought 120 was a huge achievement, even more than 100, for reasons I mostly forgot. But, you know, the completionist did 120 games and then redid them. These are games I never want to redo. I want to fully complete every game from here on out as much as possible. We're out of, you know, the age where video games weren't accessible. Video games are accessible 1998 onwards. I mean, and even plenty of games before that. There's no cryptic old stuff, really. I mean, the life system hangs around in a bunch of games when it doesn't need to, but... I mean, games know what they're doing. They know what people want to see in them. They know about difficulty curves for the most part, and we can reasonably complete the vast majority of games I'm going to do that don't require any sort of multiplayer on this channel. So... I want to complete them. Kirby Star Stacker is fun. Wrecking Crew 98 became fun. I want to do these games justice and 100% them, even if it means these videos are literally just me rambling on for an absurd amount of time. Because that's what this is going to be. I don't know how long I'm going to be recording today. I might cut it before Insane round clear, but you know, I can't necessarily do all this game in one day anyway. I've got to 100% it on both the systems. Oh, I'm going to be sick of this game by the end of this, but it's so fun. Again, it's more like I've had my fill than I'm truly sick of it. That's how it always feels. Alright, ooh. I think I will just let Rick fall. Yep, that works out okay. Ooh. And, oh, I was going to talk about how my wife and I were just talking about between videos, because I pissed all over the seat on accident because she dropped her toothbrush. She threw away my toothbrush. She was like, I'll get out your new toothbrush, because I'm getting ulcers in my mouth, and I think that my toothbrush might not be helping with the infection. And so she was like, okay, I'll wash your toothbrush cover, and throw away your toothbrush and get you out a new one. And I was like, you don't have to do that right now. And she's like, I'll forget later. I'm like, it's not urgent. And she's like, whatever, I'm doing it. I was like, okay. And then she dropped her toothbrush because she threw hers away, and I thought that was funny. So I was looking over, and I peed all over the seat, which I'm normally very careful. I'm always very attentive, for the most part, about peeing on the seat. And also, women pee on the seat, too. So it's not just men, so I don't want to hear it. But we were talking about how a lot of people refuse to flush. Because I was like, at least my piss is clear. It's all just water. It's just water waste. And she's like, yeah, my dad would never flush. Because, you know, it saves money. I'm like, ooh. Especially if your piss is just yellow and sitting there. And that's not good. Especially for women, because they're sitting there and the bacteria, you know, gets all up inside them. That's not good. They can get infections from that. See, we're doing nothing but talking about infections. I swear to God. But, I mean, I'm pretty miserly. I'll keep the air at 77 no matter what. But good God, I'm gonna flush the toilet. Except when our toilet was messed up last May, when our friend David temporarily lived with us for that whole month. Everything was broken in our house at that time, and the toilet tank had to be manually refilled over and over. It was so obnoxious. So, nobody wants to hear about my toilet. Nobody. Nobody wants to hear about that at all. So, let's look in the background. Tack! Tack! That's the ninja cat's name that gives you the copy ability. It's Tack. T-A-C. That's totally it, right? My epiphany couldn't have been false. Why would I have just suddenly remembered that? I love these backgrounds. Kirby games are so fucking good. I'm excited to play more. I own every mainline Kirby game. Oh, yeah, I do. Every mainline Kirby game. Except, do I own Mass Attack? Or is that one not considered a mainline game? I know I have all the DS games that are mainline. I don't have, like, Rainbow Curse. I know I don't have Mass Attack. I don't own Amazing Mirror, but it's on the Switch. So, I'm pretty content with that. Most GBA games I want to play, I either own or have on the Switch. It's pretty great. Or I have them on the 3DS. Like, I don't have the Minish Cap, The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, but I have it on my Ambassador 3DS. For those who don't know, I do have 9 DSs out of the 10 models that exist for DS. I just don't have the new 2DS XL, because I didn't need it, and I was an adult at that point, so I could just be like, hey, Mom, will you buy me this expensive thing I'll sometimes use? She'd be like, sure. You know, mostly for Christmas and stuff. My mom taught me to be very smart with what I ask for Christmas. I want the best quality stuff. My mom gets me the best quality stuff. She buys me everything I always put on my list, and I tell her this is just a list based on priority. I am not expecting you to get everything. So if you can't get something, here's a backup. She always gets me everything. Everything I ask for. So I start asking for less. But every Switch game, I always get it every birthday and Christmas. And my birthday's August 8th, so like all the E3 games and the games early in the year that come out, I get them by my birthday. You know, if I were still playing games as soon as they came out, I would probably buy games that come out before like March or before April, because waiting until August is a very long time. But again, I haven't bought myself a new game. I said since Yoshi's Crafted World in a video one time, but that's not actually true. It was Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I just had to have it. And we got snowed in, and I couldn't go get it. Oh, so upset. Because the day it came out, I was going to drive. I had some days off for some reason. And I was going to go drive to Walmart just to get it. And then, you know, spend like several days playing it. And I would have loved to play it while I was snowed in, but I couldn't. I was pretty disappointed. But man, is it good. Bowser's Fury is really good. Very solid game. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I feel like it would if there were too much more in it, just because the mechanics aren't as refined as, say, Mario Odyssey or whatever, but very good game. I can recommend it. Nintendo's first-party stuff that I've been playing just knocks everything out of the park. Of course, I'm playing mainline Mario and Zelda games. Next, I'm going to play Mario Kart Live Home Circuit again. I gotta help clean the floors for that, because having 13 cats really does numbers on your already gross floors, because the man who lived here before got grease all over your house that is impossible to clean up. So our handyman is going to replace... I gave him essentially not a free truck, but sort of. He's redoing our countertops and doing a bunch of tons of work for us in exchange for giving him my grandfather's truck. I'm so glad I don't own any more trucks. We're done. We just have one vehicle, which is pretty annoying, but... Are we still in normal? Or not normal, but hard? Did I accidentally continue? Or is it just taking forever now? Because I gotta split the video at some point. I'm sorry, guys. I'm yawning. But, oh, he's a good guy. We just bought his baby shower gift. I forgot what it was. I let my wife be in charge of that. We spent a whole $36 on their baby shower, which my dad is not attending, even though he really wants my dad to go. But, no, my dad just refuses to be a nice guy and show up. I'm sorry. I need to stop talking about my dad so much. I'm scared like a member of my family is going to see this. Like, I love my dad, don't get me wrong. It's just there's a lot of negative things to say about him. And he's got to know that by this point, but our relationship was pretty perfectly fixed until the whole debacle when I asked him for money for my $11,000 cat bills. I just asked if they could spare any money, and they didn't give me any, which is fine. They have the right to do that, but I've loaned my parents money plenty of times. And my dad specifically said, if you ever need money for any reason, to call him. And I've never asked anybody for money in my life until I needed it. So I had just bought the car, and I needed money from Grant. I borrowed money from my friend Grant to pay for the down payment, because I had to pay for a bunch of truck repairs, and I suddenly couldn't afford it. It sucked. And then, you know, I had to pay all these vet bills right after buying the car. And I didn't have any money. So I spent all my money, all of Grant's money, and I didn't want to spend more of Grant's money. I ended up having to, because nobody in my family would loan me any money. You know, I mean, it's not like my mom or one of my sisters had the money. But one of my sisters, I called her, and she said, hello? Did you mean to call me? And I said, yes, I get it. I never call you, but you never call me either. But this isn't a good call. And I just asked her for money, and she said, how much do you need? And I told her it was a couple thousand. And I said, but even $20 would be great. She said, no. And then asked me why I need it and everything, and that was it. Wouldn't even give me $20. I know she had $20. Anything would have helped. But my dad texted me and was like, pets die, get over it. You have a car to pay for. So I finally went off on him for the first time in my life. I wanted to say more, but my family urged me to stop. It was just through texting anyway. But, you know, I just said, I really don't appreciate that. You know, he's like a son to me. Are you fucking kidding me? You're really going to say this to me? I understand you don't give a shit about cats, but I do. I'm sorry I'm not as materialistic as you are. Whatever I said, I don't remember. I don't think I said that. No, I definitely didn't say that. I would remember that more clearly. But, you know, then he responded by saying, basically he could kill me if he wanted to. I'm sorry, I just said I was going to stop talking about it, but oh well. I can talk about whatever I want. Nobody's watching this. Again, it's filler. I mean, I would watch something like this, so I appreciate it if somebody is watching, but I understand if nobody is. Don't worry, games after this I feel like will pick up viewership. Whenever I do Nintendo 64 games especially, which I'm not saying the next game is. I'm not going to spoil it yet. That's when my viewership picks up and my subscribers. But I didn't upload for exactly a month. And when I did, I lost 2 subscribers because they were like... I'm sure they were like, who the hell is this? I don't care about Wrecking Crew 98. So they were just done. Alright, that should be it. Are we going to get the push A prompt? Yeah, okay, that's it for hard. You ready for Kirby's show? Oh, I love it. This soundtrack is so good. Alright, well, we did that. We're going to be doing very hard next time? Oh my god, it's been 30 minutes. Okay, I'll see you next time. I'm so sorry. I'm not that good at this game, apparently. I'm LP Master 6.